Good morning, people, and welcome to Your Morning Cup with Chuck, where I help you get inspired, educated, and motivated to a point where all you think is positive thoughts, baby, and positive thoughts create positive action. Welcome to the First Cupkc. This podcast is powered by Podcast.
Welcome back. Today on the show, I have the pleasure of introducing one of the owners and operators of an awesome retro-style burger shack called the Snack Shack. It's located in the historical district of downtown Overland Park. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Jack Tolle.
Hey, how are you? Nice to be here.
What's going on, Jack?
Not a whole lot.
What's going on, man?
Living the dream, one day at a time.
In the historical area of Overland Park.
That's where we're at.
Tell us a little bit about who Jack Tolle is. Are you married, kids, any pets, animals?
No, man, I'm just a guy living the dream. Like I said, yeah, I'm 25 years old, born and raised Kansas City. I've never really left Wyandotte County, honestly. That's where I'm from. That's who I am. Yeah, my parents, we started this business back in 2011 when I was a freshman in high school, actually. So all I know is burgers. When I was a young and growing up, I had aspirations to go out to California and become the next big thing. I wanted to be Johnny Depp. I was ready to be an actor, right?
Kind of look like him.
Right? Hey, man, I'm trying every day. But yeah, no, man, so my parents, we started this business in 2011. Like I said, we jumped in really from the gate. I was a young guy, so I kind of was immersed in that world. I didn't really have a choice, you know what I mean? Too young to drive, all that kind of stuff. So I spent all my nights after school at the business, and I kind of learned the tricks and the trade through my mom and my dad. And as I grew out of high school, I graduated in 2015. I kind of went on full time, became kind of a focal point of the restaurant. My mom, she went back. She's used to teaching in the school district, and they called her back. So she went back there for a while. She started running some stuff for the school district, and that's kind of when I came to shine. My entrepreneurial spirit came out. I realized, man, California is expensive, so let's make some money in this small town.
Reins.
Right? Exactly. So, yeah, man, just a normal old guy.
So the Snack Shack, tell the viewers about the history of how it started, where is it from, and how have you guys been able to weather all of the crazy stuff that's been going on in our country the last couple of years?
Well, man, it hasn't been easy. I don't think it's been easy for everybody. But no, man, so like I said, we started the business back in 2011. My grandma, she retired, and she decided she wanted to start her own thing. So she was looking for spots, and she found a little location actually 3 doors down from the Snack Shack. So she started her little, like a thrift store almost. She has a knack for that American picker style. She sees old furniture, makes it look nice, and then everybody wants to buy it. So she started that, and my mom, she helped get that going. My mom's an only child, so, your responsibilities are there. So she was over there with my mom or my grandma a lot, and like I said, 3 doors down from the business that it's at. At the time, it was a burger joint. It was just called the Shake Shack. No relation to the actual Shake Shack restaurant on the East Coast. So it was a good little burger joint. I ate there once or twice. But the people who owned it, they decided to do something different. They just kind of up and left on a Saturday night. Monday morning came around, and nobody knew where they were. So, the guys who owned the building where my grandma was staying came over and was talking to my mom and my dad about, hey, this place is up for sale. Would something like that be interesting to you guys? So, like I said, my mom was a paraeducator. She didn't have a business background. My dad, he sold big truck parts, like the semi-trucks. So that's how we all started. They just kind of jumped in and said, let's give it a shot. The business has changed immensely since 2011.
Took a shot and look now.
Exactly. Yeah, no, when I look back at products that we used to serve out, it looks nothing like what we have now. R&D, it's more for just science and stuff like that. Burgers, fries, restaurants, it's a science too. So you got to go through your emotions and get it all going. But anyways, yeah, so the business was started back then. As I said, I was in high school at the time. I was a freshman in high school, so I would come by after work and, help my dad cook, kind of do whatever needed to be done, really just get in his way more than work. But it was a good time to learn things. And then I graduated in 2015. Like I said, my mom, she went back to the school district, and she, kind of ran the food district or the food department for the school district. So that allowed me to kind of come into my shoes. From there, it was just one of those things that we always had the mindset of we want to provide a great burger, a great service, and sell more than just food, almost sell a sort of, personality. And I think the Snack Shack really emboldens that. But so, one of those things, we were just putting one foot in front of the other for every single day, years as they went by. We always had aspirations to, franchise the restaurant, possibly add second locations and whatnot. And as Kansas City started to really blow up, out south started to kind of come into what it is today, and then just around the town, things were changing. We saw our opportunity, and we really stepped into it. When the pandemic hit, that kind of put a damper on a lot of things. Actually, we were actually getting ready to start our second location right before the pandemic. We bought our new building, which is going to be in Mission, right off Johnson Drive. It's the old Town Topic building. If you're familiar with Town Topic,
plenty times.
Oh
man.
Yeah, man. So
it was crazy to see them go out.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, the pandemic, man, it really did. It came through and messed up a lot of things. And for us, we decided to start a business in probably the hardest time to do it. Or I should say, restart a business in the hardest time to do it. So we bought the building, like I said, about a year ago in February, and that's kind of when our mindset really started to shift. Before that, we always had plans to, like I said, buy the building we were in. Currently, we just leased the spot. If you've never been to the Snack Shack, it's a very small building. We got 16 chairs inside, but we crank it out. The summertime, we have a very nice patio. The Thompson Park right next to us, they renovated that. It's beautiful. So, but like I said, we always had plans to make the place bigger, kind of a more sit-down style family diner almost. So when the opportunity came up to buy the building that we just purchased in Johnson Drive, it really happened. We were like, oh my God, our dream's here. So let's make this happen. We were going to, do everything we can. We wanted to redo the whole building, bring in all new kitchen equipment, still keep the Town Topic feel, but definitely import the Snack Shack to it.
So this is where the new location for the Snack Shack is going to be.
Correct.
So it's currently in Old Town, Overland Park.
8039 Santa Fe Drive is where we're currently located in downtown Overland Park, yes. And then our new location, we anticipate the opening date for April 1st. With the pandemic, like you said, man, it's tough. Things always are getting pushed back between trying to find contractors, equipment. I mean, you name it. If you can blame it on COVID, they blame it on COVID.
I know, man. I own a small business too, and those parts, man, you wait on them and your clients. So right now, so downtown, over off of Mill Street. You know where Mill Street is?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm very familiar.
It's those bars is just right around the corner from the bars, and you got a Sunfresh right there.
Yeah,
and that street, all the poles always get knocked down.
Really?
Because people run into them.
Oh, God.
So they call us to repair them.
Oh, really?
So we have to order these poles.
Gotcha.
And these things are backed up for months.
That's exactly how it is for us, man.
Right. So I get it, man.
Yeah, no. So as it is now, we're waiting on just a few pieces of equipment. As soon as those come in, we're going to be ready to go. I feel bad for my fans. Like I said, we bought the building in February of last year. We were told, hey, man, 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to have this place up and running for you. You're going to be ready to go right in time for, to kind of get your practice in for your fall and your winter. Just knock it out of the park. Here we are a year later, still no restaurant. Yeah, exactly. And it's just those delays, man. So it's a learning experience. I obviously wish that, things were going to be a lot easier and, you could just walk right into it. But in the world of entrepreneurship, that's not how it goes. No. So it's a learning experience. I'm glad that we are doing it the way we're doing it, because now when the third Snack Shack opens up, boy, that thing's going to be easy to open.
Yeah. So you guys are moving along. Are you guys just family employed, or do you guys hire outside employees?
So my family's very small. My family starts and stops with my mom, my dad, and myself. So I don't have very much of a pool to pull from. But when I was in high school, I used a lot of my friends. The guys that I hung around with, they all needed some extra money, and hanging out in a burger joint sounded fun. Yeah. So that's who we kind of started with. My mom and my dad, they basically ran the show, man, from the beginning all the way until I graduated high school, really. I mean, I got to give all the accolades of the Snack Shack to my mom and my dad. It was just them. They had a few part-time employees, but really they made the business what it is. So as we started to transition and kind of obviously gain more attraction, and I believe I should have my dates right. I should have came prepared. I think it's 2014. I take that back. We won Best Burger in Kansas City. And so that really popped us off. People really started to want to come out and say, like, who are these guys? I mean, like you said, you've heard Town Topic. You've heard, of all the good names around town. And then this little burger joint in Overland Park gets thrown out. So that's when things really took off, and we realized, what, we're going to have to hire some people. So, that was one of my first roles as I started to step into more of a management role at the restaurant, was hiring and kind of trying to find the right pieces. Because we're a small business, because we're family oriented, you know what I mean? You got to make sure that people fit, that everybody gets along good. It's not just a McDonald's where you're plugging people in this giant clog that is, a restaurant. So, they may not be family, but we treat them like family.
Right. So all your menu, let's talk about the menu right quick. So you got burgers on there, you got fries on there, but these burgers are gourmet.
I'm telling you, man. So we keep it a traditional, like a good smash burger. We use our flat top grill. Cheeseburgers are our claim to fame. We use quarter pound patties when McGonagall's Meat Market was still around, right off of, what was that? Right over in Prairie Village. We used them for all their meat. So everything was local. We tried to keep everything local. Like I said, growing up in a small town community like Kansas City was, it's important to kind of put your people on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we used local stuff. We made sure we did what we did great. And, yeah, those cheeseburgers really got us to where we are. We hand cut our fries. You know, like I said, man, we were just a small startup when we first started. Right. So we kind of had to find what is the cheapest but also the best way to do things. And when you're shopping around through suppliers and stuff like that, you start to realize these minimums are crazy. Some of the prices are crazy. So you got to make your own way. So we hand cut our fries to start with, man. And I tell you, people grabbed them and they loved them. Never been able to change since. Actually, when the pandemic hit, everything went to go. Anybody who eats hand-cut fries know they don't travel well. So we had to switch. We were like, oh, man, it's fine. We can just find some good fries and whatnot. Oh, my God, I got so much hate online for saying, what happened to your hand-cut fries? You know, we use curly fries, and people still loved our stuff, man. It's all good.
But still, that original, exactly. You start losing the original.
Exactly.
And I'm going to ask that later on, but before I forget, that menu you have, what would you say is the best-selling item?
Oh, man, so... You know, we run a little basket option. We call it the Snack Attack. So it's just a burger and fry. Everybody loves that. But we have a lot of special burgers. So we have one called the Bobby. It's a double grilled onions, grilled jalapenos. If you're a spice guy, man, it just hits different. But
this dude trying to get me hungry over
right?
here, man.
I should have bought some burgers, man. I'm hungry myself. But so over the years, it's changed, man. Like I said, that Bobby burger was really popular. We had another one called the Sassy. It was Swiss cheese, grilled onions, bacon. It was great, too. But as it sits right now, I just checked our numbers Monday, and the Downtowner is our new bestseller by far.
Downtowner.
So let me tell you a little about this Downtowner. So I have a lot of friends in the restaurant business. When I first started, you know, I was a young guy. I got myself out there. I was like, I got to network. I got to meet these people. I got to make some contacts. So I'm very good friends with one of my, actually I should say my best friend is he's an owner of an Italian restaurant. So whenever I have questions about food, I call him. I'm like, hey man, what do you got for me? How do I do this? How can I make this better? And you know, he's a great guy. Quick plug, you ever want to go eat some good Italian food, Jasper's, right off 103rd and State Line. Jasper's. Absolutely the best place you can go. You want to feel like a wise guy, you know what I mean? That's where you go. But no, man, Jasper's a great guy, and he's done a lot for our business. But so, yeah, he helped me develop this sauce. So at the Downtown, let me give you a quick rundown. So it's a single. We use quarter-pound patty, so it's a big burger. But it's got cheddar cheese, grilled onions. We throw an onion ring on top of it. And then we just top it with our special barbecue sauce. So Kansas City, we're known for our barbecue, man. Even though I'm a burger joint, we still got to keep that Kansas City feel.
So keep that.
I called my boy. I was like, hey, man, we got to help me make me some sauce. And he was like, all right, let's do this. So I make my own barbecue sauce for it. I can't give you any secrets. You got to come in and just try it. But, man, it really pulls the whole sandwich together. And people love it. People love it.
People love it. The Downtown burger.
And yes, sir.
You said special sauce?
Special sauce. Yeah,
that special. You got to come in.
Yep, I call it the Downtown barbecue sauce. So I know, man. It's worth it. It's really good. And the good thing about our place is, man, like I said, it's the proportions are big. The burgers are a quarter pound. That doubles a half a pound. So you come here for lunch, you may want to go home and take a nap afterwards. That quarter pounder, though, it gets you right, and you can still carry on with your day. So it's good.
That's what's up. What's up. Sure. What does it take to bring these products to the market?
Jeez, man.
I mean, just creating this stuff, and do you just create it and slap it on the menu? Do you guys test it with the...
I wish it was as easy as just create it, throw it on that menu, and let these people tell you what they want. But I tell you, you can't please everybody, so that's one of the main things that I think you got to learn as a restaurateur. I always say when you don't know what to serve, you serve everything. And people don't like everything because you can't do everything great. So you find what works for you. So like this Downtowner, let's say. So we didn't start our menu off with this thing on there. We were kind of looking around. We were seeing what we were missing. We were seeing what the area was missing. So a lot of research goes into bringing products to market, especially with the sauce, man, bringing that sauce up. I'm not a chef, you know, so I took one culinary class in high school. So going through and trying to make, you know, tweaks and adjustments to these things to make them, you know, fit with your product takes a lot of work too. A lot of hours, a lot of practice, a lot of, oh my God, this is disgusting, you know, gets you to where you get, and then people love it. So, you know, my steps have always been, you know, recognize what you want to do, see the market that you're in, what's your competition doing? Are they similar? Is there no competition? Or, you know, do you want to be better than what the guy down the street has, or do you want to do something totally different? So once you kind of dial in what you're going to do there, then it's important to just look at your customers and kind of see what you want. You know, I always use my friends and my coworkers as my guinea pigs. You know, it's 9 in the morning. I'm like, hey, come over here and try this burger real quick. And they're like, what? I just ate some cereal. You're like, I don't care. Try this burger. But so yeah, man, you just got to practice. You can't be afraid to fail because, you know, you're not everything you put out's not going to be a winner. You just have to understand that. But when you find your winners, you got to make sure you did what you did to consistently make them, you know, feasible for people and, you know, make people want to try them and want to get out there and do it. You can't do something too crazy, but you also can't just be a run-of-the-mill style cheeseburger. So a lot of work.
You got to put a signature on it.
Exactly.
If it doesn't signature, you're just an in and out.
100%.
So you got to have something that maintains staying power.
100%. And especially as a small business, you know what I mean? You don't have the luxury of being a giant, you know, McDonald's or Chick-fil-A where people just know the brand, they know the drive-through moves quick, so they come back anyways. You got to be different, and you have to have that quality style stuff. I can't tell you how many places I go to when I see the new specials, this, and oh my God, the social media craze is this chicken sandwich is wild, you know what I mean? And then you go and you're just like, oh, well, that's it. You know what I mean? I don't ever want to be like that as a small place. You know, you got to come out, and I'm the only place you're going to find it from, so you better love it. That's
what's up, man. COVID, man, it's affected a lot of businesses. Some people didn't even survive the pandemic.
It's sad.
You know, and you got social distancing, and you got people trying to practice not being in the same environment and mask, and I mean all these regulations. It did a lot to cripple the brick and mortar.
Big time.
And
man.
So my question is, what would you say your traffic in your brick and mortar, what would you say the traffic is now as compared to a year ago?
When COVID first started?
So COVID shut everything down. It stopped everything. But then it kind of opened back up a little bit.
Yep.
And, you know, you still had the skeptics.
Yeah.
Should I be out here? Should I take the risk? And but then you had the people that was trying to get out and move around and just, you know, try to let it go.
I'll just give you a quick little rundown, man. So when COVID first hit, you know, our building that we're in is a small building. You know, in the spring and summertime, it's great because, as I mentioned, you're right next to a park. So we have all this patio space. You can get out there. You can have a good time, take your family to the park, and social distance. You know what I mean? Yeah. But in the wintertime, boy, it's 16 chairs. Nice and tight, you know, you're in there getting to know the guy sitting next to you, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So it changed a lot for us. So when COVID first hit, just like anybody else, man, I was like, oh, geez, I was watching the president on TV talk about, you know, 2 million dead, you know, it's going to be bad. So we were like, oh, geez, what are we going to have to do? So they came through with their first initial wave of lockdowns, and because we have a walk-up window next to our building, right, like I said, it leads to the park, we were able to stay open as almost like a fast food sort of diner place. So we switched our business model around. We closed our lobby, and it was hard, man. You know, you didn't get to see the faces of people, couple the masks with it too. You don't even know who I'm serving sometimes. And the Snack Shack is a family place. Like I said, man, my customers, they've been with us for 10 years. I plan on them to be with me 10 years in the future. So it hurt me. You know what I mean? It hurt my dad. It hurt our business just to not be able to communicate with our people. But we did it. Our customers, I can't thank them enough for what they did for us through that first winter. It was tough, man. It really was tough. Like I said, you're standing outside on a patio and it's 20 degrees. You're going like, geez, this burger better be worth it.
Hey, that's community
right?
Involvement,
100%.
Community support, and that's what drives us and keeps us alive, man.
You're nowhere without your fans,
of the
man.
Community,
100%.
Man.
I owe everything I got to those guys. But so, you know, that came around, and then we kind of got out of that first wave. Things looked like they were going to get better. As you mentioned, we had our skeptics and whatnot. And, you know, I was doing my research. I have a lot of friends, and my dad has countless more contacts than I do in the medical field. My aunt, she actually works at St. Luke's Hospital. So, you know, I was asking questions. I'm like, what do I need to watch out for? You know, as a young guy, is it something that I need to be worried about? You know, my parents are in their 40s, and my grandparents, you know, all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to take a chance getting anybody sick. And really, like I said, I was nervous. But so that first wave of lockdowns came, and we just cracked down. We really went all to go. We had to change our products around. Like I said, our hand-cut fries, they didn't travel well. Then our suppliers started to go down, man. You know, the people we got our food from, you know, our disposable packaging, all that kind of stuff just went rampant. So that was a challenge of itself. But as it is now, man, we're back to normal. You know, the restaurant, we're back to normal. A year ago, you know, I was thinking to myself, how are we going to get this new spot opened up? You know, we lose our park feel. So it's an all indoor building. We were thinking to ourselves, what are we going to do if this thing, you know, prolongs and sticks around? We didn't know. So we decided then, well, let's launch another green space. You know, the standalone building we have in Johnson Drive, it doesn't have a park next to it, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. But we're going to do our best to recreate that atmosphere on the outside, still give people the chance to go out. And if they don't feel comfortable being inside, they still have an option to eat our burgers. You know what I mean? Without a drive-through window, it's kind of tough. But yeah, man, so that first year afterwards, we were running at about 50% capacity. So people coming in was still a little weird. But honestly, COVID was one of our best years. You know what I mean? And I think
and that's because of delivery, right?
100%. So, Grubhub and those things, they really helped out.
But my next question.
Yeah. They really helped out. Unfortunately, some of the Grubhub people, they don't have the same pride you have for your food. Right. So, you make a burger, it's sitting there for 45 minutes. So that's a whole problem its own. So we do call-ins at our place now. So, people just call their orders in. We did curbside pickups and whatnot. I can't tell you how many people I said hi to through the trunk of their car, but that's what we had to do. And but I'm thankful that now we're back to normal, at least as normal as it can be, it seems like. And
so do you guys use like the DoorDashes and are you signed up with any of those programs?
So they use us. Let's put it that way.
Right.
We don't use them. We've always had the mindset of if you're going to do delivery, you better take care of it yourself.
Right.
When COVID first hit, you didn't have an option. You know what I mean? You had to use DoorDash. You had to use Grubhub. And they're good. But anybody who's used those services know that when you get a cold burger, it kind of sucks. And especially when you pay more money for that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we do our best to use them. You can order through Grubhub and DoorDash with us. We're not a paid partner or a sponsored partner through them. Like I said,
I have a couple of friends that own businesses that they make a lot of money from those businesses, but at the same time, they don't actually utilize those businesses.
For
Other
sure.
people pay ahead of the time, and the orders are already prepaid for.
I got you.
When they come pick them up. So
it's tricky, man. Grubhub and DoorDash. It's something that the average customer probably doesn't know, but they take 35% of your profits. If you do anything through there, and 35%, especially in a restaurant industry, boy, that's tough. And it's really hard, especially for a small place like mine, because you got to understand, McDonald's isn't paying 35%. You know what I mean? And I know McDonald's has millions of dollars in sales, and I'm not there yet, but you would think that those sort of businesses who kind of...
That ain't the way the world works.
No, man. And especially, they make their money on the backbone of your business, your name, your reputation. You think that, especially in a COVID pandemic or something like that, they'd be a little bit more, hey, man, let's work with you. And unfortunately, they're not. But hey, man, you can't knock them. They got to make their money too.
No.
But so
and
it's
they
tricky.
use them. People use them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good thing for all of us. The guys who don't want to get out, you still got a chance to, eat whatever you want, not just throw a bologna sandwich together in the kitchen. But
I know running this business, it's constantly on your mind all day because it's your baby.
Yep.
How does the daily activities of this business spill over, and how, because you got all these entrepreneurship skills and you're always thinking about your business, how does that tie into your daily activities, man?
So your first question was, who is Jack Tolle? And like I said, I may not be married, but I got a longtime girlfriend. My girlfriend and I, we've been together since our 10th grade year in high school. So we've been together 9 years. She's my rock. But I tell you what, when you got these entrepreneurial habits and stuff like that, like you said, it never turns off, especially when you already have a business brought to market. Every day, all 24 hours a day, you're thinking, what can I do better? You're out at another restaurant, you're looking, going like, ooh, what are they doing over there? How do they do that? Yeah. You're constantly observing, constantly trying to adapt and just keep up with the trends of things. So I always tell people, if you want to start your own business, if you're thinking it's going to be an easy road, if you're thinking I'm just going to be able to sit down on the couch, play PlayStation, and hang out, forget it. You might as well just go get a job, because it's not going to happen. So, your day-to-day life, it basically changes. You're no longer just a consumer walking around with his head in the sky and, just living life. You're constantly, like I said, trying to stay grounded, adapt to the ever-changing markets, see what your competition's doing, see what other places are doing, and how can you mimic that? How can you start your own thing? And I
call it skimming.
There you go. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Constantly skimming everything.
Yep. And I tell my friends all the time, just because I'm in burgers doesn't mean that's where I stop. You know what I mean? When I'm out and I'm walking around and I see everybody wearing snapback hats instead of, fitted hats, it's a sign. Stuff's going that way. And how can I make some money on that? How can you, jump in and do that kind of stuff? So I think the best thing about being an entrepreneur, and especially just being immersed in that world, is, like you said, how it changes your vision, because you are no longer just walking around, just minding your business, waiting for that paycheck. You're thinking, how can I make that check? And there's a million ways to get it. You just got to get out there and get it.
You do, man. You do. Thank you for joining us today.
Man, Jack. I had a great time.
Man, you did. A lot of good information. One more question, though, before we go.
For sure.
What advice could you leave our listeners today with that may help them understand what entrepreneurship has done for you and how they can utilize becoming an entrepreneurship in their community?
Well, man, the best advice I can give everybody is if you're thinking about starting a business, you're thinking about diving into something, just do it. I know it sounds played out, kind of cliche, but you have to give yourself the opportunity. And when I say just do it, I don't mean jump into things willy-nilly, not knowing your market, not knowing what you're going to do. You have to have your end game in sight before you even start. I have a great friend who's a stock advisor. He says you got to know your point of sale before you ever buy. And I say the same thing in the entrepreneur world with whatever business you're going to start. You have to have your exit. You have to have your strategy. You have to know how you're going to get there. So really, if you're thinking about doing something like this, if you're thinking about starting whatever it is, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's an online retail store, podcast, whatever it is, make sure you do your homework. Make sure you put the work in, put the time in, and understand that it's not going to be an overnight thing. It took us, like I said, we've been in business now 10 years. It took us 10 years just to get a second location going. It's a long, hard struggle. Every day you got to get out there and get it. And if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to get out there and get it, it rewards you yourself, man. You can see the people online. You can see the people in your community that you kind of grown to attach with. They have freedom that a job can't give, but they also don't have time. So it's kind of a weird situation where, my friends are going to Vegas and I'm like, nah, man.
Not this year.
Running a burger joint, you know what I mean? But that being said, there's way more benefits to being a business owner rather than just a worker. Having a job, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to have your job to start your side hustle to then, forego your 9 to 5 and now have this business. And you just, man, it's hard because, you know what I mean? People are looking for clear-cut answers. They're looking at these guys online, these motivational speakers. And that's the thing is the best thing you can do is do your homework, get out there, and just make it happen. You know what I mean? The world needs you to be who you are. I have a mentor who's always said, could you imagine how good the world would be if everybody just did what they were designed to do?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not that easy because, you start thinking, oh, man, I'm not good at this. Maybe I should just go the safe route, whatnot. There's risks and everything. And there's a great guy I like to listen to, Jordan Peterson. He says you're going to pay for everything you do and everything you don't do. Just decide which one you want to do.
Deep. Real deep.
That's how it is, man.
The Snack Shack is located at 8039 Santa Fe Drive in the historical downtown district of Overland Park. Hours of operation are from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Saturday.
You got it, man.
It's nice out today. It's very nice out. So get on over there and get some lunch. They do have a new location, like you said, is opening up April 1st.
Around the first part of April, yeah. I'm skeptical to tell my people. I've been telling them for 8 months, hey, man, we're opening a restaurant. We're ready to go. People are starting to go like, you sure that restaurant's opening? But yeah, man, April 1st, that's where we're sitting at. We may do a little soft opening beforehand. So if you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, make sure you follow our Facebook and Instagram. Very simple, Snack Shack on Santa Fe.
Snack Shack on Santa Fe.
We're going to be moving to Mission. So for my Overland Park peeps, I hope that it's not too far for you. For my Midtown people, get ready to eat some good burgers because I'm right around the corner.
Hey.
Our new location is going to be 6018 Johnson Drive, Mission, Kansas. Right there, Johnson Drive and Lamar. Can't get it any easier than that, man.
Nope, it's the Old Town Topic building, right?
You got it.
It's the Old Town Topic building. Well, thanks again for joining me with another episode of the First Cup KC. I hope everyone enjoys their beautiful weekend. And like always, stay positive, people.